Okay, so while I am dying on the inside, and not like the song suggests, last time you all decided, hey, let's take on a cult, and then get into a scuffle with a god. Then one of you magnificent bastards decided, hey, we're kinda eating shit right now. Let's go talk to the dragon. So you went up, shared a psychic link with the dragon, and
I
came
became
down.
Blood Mommy's special boy for a bit.
Shut up for a minute, and then the dragon came down and decided, hey, I can heal all you motherfuckers up real quick. So I helped you out, kind of just beat the shit out of the god. And then your friend over there had a bit of a relapse moment where he found himself on the. How would I put it? Trying desperately to solve his mommy issues. And decided to.
Mommy issues.
And decided to, riz up the murder god and tried to get in under her lap.
I don't have mommy issues. I am Blood Mommy's special boy.
Mother issues, got it.
The only time he had mommy issues was when mommy got murdered. He thought things were going swell until then.
And so then
I could have 3 actions in a single turn while
and
Blood
then he
Mommy was
betrayed
still
us.
alive.
And then the dragon said, you know what, I'm gonna not kill you this time. Then y'all did your little due diligence, and that was
We
like
opened the valve wider on this.
You
this
haven't
dungeon, Dark
decided
Town,
yet.
right?
You haven't decided.
Oh, also
yet.
we met a bird.
Well,
So, Hernanda, you woken up from your stupor of drinking after you had your freak out last time on everything not working for you. And upon doing so, you wake up in the middle of a room surrounded by coffins, a lot of blood, a little too much blood, and a very large black magpie.
A large black what?
Magpie.
black-billed magpie.
Magpie? What's a
Yes.
magpie?
A
The
bird.
species
bird.
of bird that's
It-
known to collect shiny things, much like a crow.
It's
Oh,
like
okay.
a crow
It's
wearing a
bird.
tuxedo.
Is giant Birdman.
I've decided to call this man Nerd Bird.
Nerd bird. Okay, well in that case, if I'm hungover, surrounded by blood and bodies, and a bird, I'm gonna laugh hysterically and go, I have lost my fucking mind, and I'm totally okay with this.
Guys, looks like something weird has wandered in. Ugh, gross, it's coming this way. Ah, hello, Hananda. I don't recall seeing the enemy target you in the last battle. It must be so useful being as unremarkable and forgettable as you. Anyway, if you forgot in your drunken stupor, our new traveling companion here has no friends due to his off-putting proclivities. It's very sad. Try to cheer him up by showing him that everyone goes through lonely times, but some people are shunned by society
Can I
constantly
interrupt this monologue and take a
for
swing at
good
the apple?
reason, and that he could always have it as bad as
What are
you.
you
I'm
trying
going to sit here and pull up my character sheet, and I am going to take a swing at you. And
Where the fuck is
I'm
the
getting up the dagger, sir.
to... I just imagine you flick your tail up and just, slap it across their mouth.
That's
Where-
kind of what I'm going to do. Is
Where the fuck? Where the fuck
You know.
is the link? I can't seem to find. I'm combing through the channels at Homebrew Archive.
I haven't posted it yet, motherfucker. Calm yourself.
hold
God.
on. I'm getting to the thing.
I'm
One
getting
sec.
there. 1 sec
Alright,
there.
it's in call to action.
There you go. I posted it in
I got a nat
OOC.
20, therefore I totally get to smack the shit out of him.
What?
Yeah,
Go to OOC.
Sorry, I got an 18 because I got a -1.
So, you just
I thought it was a
slap
+1.
you just slap the thick end of your tail around him, so it sticks right into his lips of his mouth.
It's like that thing with Markiplier and the boom
So
mic.
he's just kind of and just nomming on your fucking tail.
Well, I mean, just be real careful. You might break your teeth.
Moments later,
I
you
will, in
just see
fact,
Tides,
down.
shriveled and dehydrated, slowly rehydrating himself from the water in his suit. I'd like to use a charge. I'm
Well,
gonna use a charge.
While that happens, I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
What the
Well,
hell already?
Out of-
Consequences already.
22.
Do you choose to fail?
out
or-
of
What do
You
you
said
mean?
22.
I'm saying, do you choose to fail?
What happens if I do?
You want to find out?
He's just making you second guess.
I'm on 1 HP.
Just need to stick to your
Tell me.
guns. Just stick to your guns.
No.
22 pass.
It might make you feel better about the situation.
Are you
Devil.
are you just saying that to lure me into a false sense of security and then fuck me either way?
No,
I think he's trying to lure you into a false sense of security. You
I
just
would-
need to
I
stick
would
to your
never.
guns.
I would never.
Yes, the hell you would, Cassius.
I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
I'm being honest.
He's lying to
here.
you.
I'm being honest here. I think it would help your situation.
Tell me what it is. and-
Okay, if he's
tell me
actually
what it is,
offering
and then
help,
I'll
I
decide.
suggest you take it.
But I can't tell you what it is because it's better that it's better if you find out.
Is this good roll though? But
The
I'm gonna
choice is
regret
your-
it.
Much like the old Hawaiian bust said, the choice is yours and yours alone.
The choice is indeed mine and mine alone.
One of those rare circumstances for you, I guess.
Fuck it, why not? This is the first time I get to decide when something happens in this game.
I think do
So,
it.
As you begin to wake up, you
Fuck it, why not? Yeah.
you mixed your mind with your murder mommy and Hananda.
okay,
You sense a strong devotion towards Hananda now,
cool,
as your murder mommy.
cool. You have a champion now, Ananda,
Sweet.
in the form of a Octoboy, weird form of Fishman.
I'm okay with that.
out of game. I point at Hananda and go, whoa, it's next.
As I'm shriveled and dehydrated because that fucking dragon sucked everything out of me except for 1 HP, and I'm just slowly trying to saturate my body with some extra fresh water in my suit.
Did the dragon upstairs suck out the life force, the one I was talking to earlier?
Fucking blood dragon.
Okay, in that case, I laugh hysterically because, you know.
I got given a taste of godlike power, and then the blood dragon sucked everything out of me except for like the bare minimum. And I feel as though I'm slowly dying, but I think it's just the immense pain talking.
I
You
love
poor
dragons.
thing. Allow me to help, and she'll be pouring in some water with extra salt.
You're adding. Oh yeah, saturate my suit with some fresh browning.
Just like a comedic amount of salt.
And it just.
Please stop killing him.
He's
I
fine.
fix whatever's going on.
You stop the amount of salt that is going into his body while he is suffocating kind of on the salt brain.
Okay, well, I'll flush him out with proper brackish, then fresh
I
water.
thought you were gonna say there's like a little bit on his suit that's a literal flush, like a toilet. Just
I'm not.
recycles the water.
I need you to quickly
fresh.
roll me a insight check, Hananda, because he's
Not
using a
fresh.
mechanical valve
Not
system.
fresh. Salt.
Mhm.
Not fresh. Salt.
I got a 13.
You understand the valves a little bit. As you yank on one of the release valves. Upon doing so, you blow the water directly out of the suit as a release valve, draining the suit of its water.
I close it and then I refill it with better water.
From where?
Wherever there's water nearby, unless he seriously wants to drown in the blood of my enemies.
I'm gonna
I was gonna say you have
or destroy.
Don't we have
Water
like an
skin.
infinite? I was about to say, don't we have like also an infinite water thing around, or is that
I'm
a different
casting
game? I'm
Creator
thinking of?
Destroy to refill my suit.
different game.
Different game.
Different game. Never mind.
I'm gonna
I'll
cast
just use
Creator
whatever I
Destroy
have
water.
left in my water decanter to keep his gills.
I'm casting
Wet.
Creator Destroy to refill my suit.
Okay,
Cool.
so you start casting Cradle Destroy Water to start refill your suit. As you refill your suit, the suit refills with water as your valve is then closed. You have better water in your suit now. You can breathe again.
Improved quality water. Nice.
Fuck.
See, he's doing just brine.
Can we just do the thing with the dark fountain and go home?
I mean, it's getting kind of late. We might
I
stay
guess
the night.
you could try.
Can we please just open the... Are we opening or closing off the dark fountain here?
I believe the agreement last time was to open it, unless Ananda has some reason she wants to change her mind.
Oh,
Ananda,
I heavily have changed my mind.
Are we opening wider or closing off the dark fountain here?
Neither.
We're not doing anything to the dark fountain? We're just letting the
We're
dark
going to
fountain
take
go
the
free?
dark fountain for ourselves.
Gotcha.
Are we drawing power from the dark fountain?
She wanted that to
we
get
can
on the
bottle-
good side of Agata. Well, okay, so...
Whatever you say, my lady.
I was gonna say, a certain someone here would be fine with it, but...
Hold on. As you
she
guys
wanted
discuss this,
to-
my AC is beeping at me 1 minute.
Tides
Okay.
unironically just says, okay, whatever you say, my lady.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tides is probably cool with this idea anyway, but
Yeah, because
Tides is along for the ride.
Tides is
yeah,
along
out of
for the ride.
character, what happened was
Because,
she
you
met
know,
a god of
Ananda is
death
Tides'
who
new
was
murder
like,
mommy now.
hey, if you divert the power to me, then I'll give you something nice. And
What I
she
sa-
was like,
what I
sounds
said
good.
was- What I said was, hey, if you don't, if you let me move freely, what was the thing that made Blood Mommy give me some of her godlike power? I said, like, I didn't
It
want...
was like, if you let me free, I'll give you a soul in turn. And she was like, alright, kill that one. And she pointed to me.
Yeah. Also, wait. Ananda's player wasn't here for the "that's a woman" bit.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, what's up?
We misgendered somebody? That's fucking funny as fuck.
No, I didn't
Yeah, it's
know that
me.
Alerce was a woman because Alerce's player doesn't do any fucking thing to, like, do a character voice for it.
Oh, yeah,
Well, I
no.
can't.
I don't either.
I physically can't do, like, a shrill voice.
Oh, you don't
My throat, like,
actively
closes
train
up
your...
when I try.
You don't actively train your larynx?
Honest to God, I do not want to hear him act as a woman, and that's no offense to you. Just please be a woman in game, but think like a dude.
I could do my
Tides
voice I
in
did for
character
Lulu,
went,
but
"That's a woman?"
what was it, Claw? But that probably wouldn't fit this character.
So what are you deciding to do with the fountain?
I'm just telling you all right now in character. I stare at you all with the most deadpan, dead-ass stare ever, and Hunanda clearly states, I am going to take the power for myself.
Well, we have 3
Why
votes
not?
against their 2, so I think we're just gonna open it and not
My lady,
divert it.
are you
We're gonna
sure?
open it.
Are
Because
you sure?
Cordova, I, and our missing player all agreed to open it and not divert it.
I'm in favor of. Actually, I'm in favor of Lady Hananda and her decision to siphon power from this dark fountain for herself.
It's not for herself, it's for a random god.
No, it's for me.
Whatever she decides.
I've decided, literally, because this guy said you can divert it elsewhere, gave Yunanda this thought of, well, why the fuck am I sharing the power then?
Whatever she decides, I decide. I agree.
I'm just saying, if y'all want to open it, I'm taking some for myself.
Do we have a container to collect the stuff produced by the dark fountain?
It would literally disintegrate. It would literally disintegrate, apparently. So it's one of those things where we probably have to like do some spiritual wackadoodleness.
Oh, you can't physically bottle the.
No, if you physically touch it, you will disintegrate.
Oh, you can't bottle the stuff produced by the dark fountain.
Nope. You will die, according to the DM.
So then, how do you draw power from the dark fountain if you can't even touch the stuff?
I will figure it the fuck out.
In order to properly gain power from the dark fountain, you have to open it first.
Yeah, so if you guys are willing to do that much and then try and figure out a way to siphon from it from there, I guess there's no argument to be had.
There really isn't, because we have to open it either way.
I think it's a case of like open it up if he wants to possibly disintegrate himself, try and go ahead.
We'll open it and then we'll figure it out as we go.
I think you're all not quite understanding the how it functions. Your original
I understand, but she can do whatever she wants to try after.
Okay.
I don't actually get anything about how these dark fountains work.
Neither have I. So I've just been playing along.
Okay. Would you care for a re-explanation?
If you would,
I'm going to. Oh, never mind.
You don't want You don't want a re-explanation?
Listen, if I didn't understand it the first time, I'm not going to get it the second time.
I probably will, and I could probably.
If you understand it, explain it to him, and then he can regurgitate, try to get me to understand it, because I sure as shit don't get it.
The geysers of necrotic energy flow. They're constantly producing energy. They are what either enable or disable the undead in the area. Think of them as veins inside of a body, right? By empowering them, you are increasing the flow of this vein to spread out further. By snuffing it out, you are constricting and cutting the vein off and cauterizing it, making it so the flow doesn't occur. However, either one, left alone, it will flow on its own. It is already flowing. It is already open. To try to control it, that's a bit harder. You wouldn't know. That's new territory. So that would be your own self-discovery, how to do so. It's sort of like how druids tap into natural energy, a natural wellspring in the forest, to try to siphon it for your own is kind of territory not many cross.
I have a very stupid idea, and it is something that is born of the fact that this character consistently across whatever iterations there may be does not know much about magic.
What are the material properties of the liquid produced by the dark fountain?
Of the what?
Of the dark fountain.
These dark fountains that keep opening.
Necrotic.
No, I think what he's trying to...
necrotic mana, not water, or any kind of liquid.
Does it have a consistency? Is it like...
I guess what he's trying to say is if you touch it, like, Would it feel like aura? Would it feel like mist? Like what?
You've already been told that if you physically touch it, you disintegrate. It is.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd feel like burning.
It's
Until
pure.
you
It is.
lost
It's not a
whatever you
liquid.
had
It's
to
not like a
feel with.
gas.
I
It is.
give up.
It's pure necrotic. It's like touching a bare element, because it's necrotic. It's necrotic of everything. It's decay. It's rot. It's the unlife. It is the undead. As soon as something living would touch it, boom, doesn't exist as life
Yeah, from the
anymore.
sounds of it, this is basically as close in this world as you can get as compared to like in like
It just seems like
Faerun's
oil
in like
with extra
Faerun's
depth.
wheel cosmology, like basically touching the negative plane of energy.
The same thing would be like if you were to go to a volcano and be, I have found a spire of pure fire. Well, if you touch it, it's going to burn as all hell because it's pure element of fire. It's like the same thing of every element. Could
Is
you
there
touch
a
it?
way? Is there a specific material that can be used to direct it?
You don't know.
We honest to God, until now, we've just been kind of wandering around doing the thing. This is literally the first time Mariah has sat here and said, let's go do something different.
Okay, so for the record, the possibly very big, dumb, stupid idiot idea was sticking bloody marrow in it.
Put what in it?
The sword that I got from the dragon.
You might as well.
Do it for science.
Why would you want to dip the sword in it?
Science isn't about why. Oh, why the fuck not? Do it.
As far as like,
I just want to find out what happens at this point.
As
I was
far
gonna
as
say,
I
like,
think
besides
I already know
science-
exactly what's going to happen, but I totally want to see it.
like redirecting it, storing it, doing something other than what the party apparently has been doing. By all means, like out of game, I would fully expect it to just fucking destroy the sword.
Ooh, I have a question. Is there a way to open a dark fountain anywhere, or is it just in spots that are densely populated with undead?
Again.
Ooh, that's a
you
good question.
Don't know at the moment.
Oh wait, I have a question.
Okay.
You're not going to get an answer.
But before I answer,
Probably not.
the question that you're asking is one you could ask in character. It is one that I cannot give you as the DM, because it is one that does have an answer, but your characters would not know the knowledge of it.
Which makes sense. Anyway, can I ask my question?
Sure.
Did we pass by a library in this place at one point? I'm fairly, or is that a different game?
You did.
Different game.
We passed by a library, yeah.
You did.
If
I was
they're going back
Upstairs and
down,
to the left.
if they're going back downstairs, I'd like to go to the library.
Yeah, if you look at the map to the side of this one, it was over this way.
It was over this way. That's what I thought, and I was like, I don't remember.
Where you go, I will follow, my lady.
We're gonna go back to the library. Everybody else can do whatever they want. I'll wait for my turn.
Just open the door.
So, as the,
By the way,
geyser
you have
is
a
flowing
fishnet.
from the corpse of the aura of murder, that is where the geyser is flowing.
Oh.
One of you are traveling back to the library within the floor above.
2.
Okay. Cordova, what are you doing?
Probably opening it.
Huh?
Yeah, I
Probably,
guess if they're
like
not
opening it.
gonna stop us and we don't need a lot of people to do it, we might as well just head down like they said and open it.
It just described that the geyser was flowing from like the corpse of the aura of murder, which is like where we left off last session, wasn't it?
Oh, the dark. I forgot the dark fountains flowing from Blood Mommy's corpse.
The geyser of necrotic energy is currently flowing from her point of death, yes. But it seems more so, less than being an origin point, more that it's a through point.
Yeah, I think that ritual before was like redirecting the energy to her
It doesn't
so
look
that she
like
could
the
manifest.
source. It's just that you're accessing the tap, similar to how like you would use a
Her
water
corpse
faucet.
is a puncture in the vein.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, if these are veins, where's the heart?
That's
The
probably a good
center of the
question.
world.
That's probably a good question that may or may not have an answer later down the line.
Cactus makes note, necrotic mole man.
Guys, I'll be right
I
back.
am the Underminer!
Behold, the Underminer! I was always beneath you. Now you are all beneath me.
Anyways, how exactly does like opening this up further go? Because
Is
like
that-
if
Typically, we just
there's
stick our hands out and make it so.
okay,
Is that what you wish to do?
Yep.
that's what was agreed upon.
Okay. So, do you wish to do this, or Al, do you want to do it as a veteran?
Well, we did it together, I thought, the last few times, so should be fine.
Okay. So as you and Cordova, as the other two are off on their library adventure, as you two stick your hands out, you stick it out to the vein where you feel the necrotic energy coursing a little bit through the palms of your hands, like the very wafts of energy that it has, as you can feel the flow. Upon doing so, your mind is gripped with a choice to either expand the flow from the current point or to snuff it. You choose to expand it. Upon doing so, you release as your little bit of willpower gives rise to it. The geyser then opens, widening, thickening as it explodes, gushing forth as the flow begins to overreach, filling the floors. It bursts up through the first floor, the second, the third, until it rises to the sky, dispersing of energy. The amount of undead has been increased for the defenses.
Sure, I'm glad we took care of that after we took out their facilities to reduce more undead soldiers.
I'm glad we killed us a blood pope,
Oh, I forgot about the blope.
or as I put it, the hemopopin.
The hemopopin.
And the cardiovascular cardinals.
Okay. With all this said and done, you have reopened the geyser a bit stronger. Hunanda and Tides, you have made your way up to the library area.
Hananda's player's out of commish at the moment.
No, I'm back. Sorry, you were all talking and I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, okay.
You're currently at a library.
Yep.
You see there's a couple books that are scattered about as the long deteriorating years on a sandstone bookshelf have long but since done some damage to the books on it, as well as just over a year crumpled some of them.
So in this case, I'll just tell you what my end goal is, and you tell me what to roll for, okay?
Sure.
I'm looking for books about the geysers themselves.
Okay.
Anything about them, like, literally anything that the books tell me. You know what I mean? Like, anything right now is useful.
So, roll me as you're searching through. Your question is twofold. You would need to view history and arcana. So I need a double roll of arcana
Okay,
and then
history and arcana.
Double roll.
Well, I only got a 5 in arcana, but let's see if history gives me anything better. Yep, gave me a 16.
Okay, so check my notes. So, as you search, I'm not going to have you move your tokens on the board because it's just a trip up, and I imagine you're going to go trip down. So, you
Yeah.
search for Arcana. You don't come across any magical books. It's not really your expertise, really. You don't come across anything that would or would not help. As you search for history, however, you find a few history tomes. You got a bit of history through ceremony before with the Blood Dragon, but your history now that you have is you find a book dedicated to the Queen of Marrow, and then you also find a book dedicated to the once dead kingdom. Roll me a perception check.
Perception. I got nothing. I got a goddamn 10.
Through searching through both, you're kind of quickly flipping through them without giving much care to what the information inside holds, kind of hoping you'll stumble across something that may or may not be useful. Combined together, some information that you scrap together is that the undead have always been used in this kingdom, whether they were for servitude or for help. They've always had a way of continuing beyond life. Thus engraves the current tenets of preservation. If death is but an extra leap to life, what is the point of caring if you live or die? If one can be rebirthed through the dead to serve once again, then all life is just gaining new information for your dead body to then hold later on. It's been theorized whether the dead body can computate information as fast as a human body, so it is therefore then perceived that a human being is to learn as much as possible, so that then the dead become living storage facilities of that information. Thus, books and literature, while helpful, are not solely relied upon. Tradition takes the way with religious practice in this regard, as tradition can live on and evolve. You find some bits and pieces that the dark geysers have not always been through here in the kingdom, that they're more so a byproduct of the last war. That 10 or 15 so years ago, when the last war occurred, it doesn't go into much detail beyond that of what it was for, just that it was used, and that now it has vitally changed the whole landscape of things for this entire kingdom. But ultimately... Let me finish.
Oh, go ahead.
But ultimately has changed their life for the better. As to what the natural causes of these geysers are, it is believed that they are to be descendants of necrosis pools, similar to what liches use to raise their undead army. Necrosis pools, liches would usually make a phylactery and then use a necrosis pool to feed their power, as their power would grow too strong for their body, so they would drain it into a pool of water, so they could call upon it like a cauldron of some sort.
In that case, can I sit here and look for any religious books?
Roll me a religion check.
I got a 21.
You find several religious texts. Now roll me a perception to be able to skim them.
How about a 15?
You find several religious books that are mostly clad in the essence of marrow, the essence of bone, and the essence of the living to the dead, the passage of time to death and life is death, and so on and such forth. Your religious scribe in reading through the theology that is given here is that it is believed by the theocrats that the necrotic pools are a blessing from their god, that their god is of preservation. And what better way to bring her light to this world than to give the human realm the literal pool of necrotic energy and geyser that ever springs forth with it to turn the land necrotic and actually preserve it in undead fortitude forever. And it's only helped them. The geysers, while they overflow with energy, they produce undead from them, or minute bits at a time. They don't ever harm the people that are in the country itself. It's sort of almost like a celestial guardian in a way, where they only attack ones who go against the actual country or hurt the people in it, where they will then rise up and attack whoever did so, in a sort of hive mind of sorts. Beyond that, they've been able to create massive legions of undead armies. They've been able to control them somewhat. However, they've always kept the geysers themselves under lock and key, as if anyone was to get a hold of them, religiously it could spell bad news, as to control one is to control all of them, technically, since they're all connected to each other. They're just different well springs of the same power source.
Okay. Would any of the books that I have out be able to tell me? I know this is going to sound funny, but it's within my own religious experiences. Do any of them have records of rituals, of prayers, of the practice? You know what I mean?
So, there's a lot of different tradition and practice within the faith regarding the Queen of... Make sure I'm getting my notes correct here. 1 minute.
Oh, by the way, the death god that he referenced that no one even knew existed is named Mercule.
So, it's interesting. So the practice all revolve around this queen, right? That this queen of preservation. Often, often she is told about and talked about in practice that they are to keep things as they were preserved before she laid herself to rest, because she, in her grand divine power, used a massive amount of her necrotic energy to, in a way, use the upper side of a lich to cast an extremely potent necrotic spell, which in their belief, birthed the geysers to protect the land. In doing so, though, it sent her into a deep slumber. This deep slumber was then her being called to the Crypt of the Hollow Knight. So it is their belief to preserve everything and the way that it was before she is to awaken again. So that when she awakens, it is then seen that her kingdom is just as it was before she went to sleep. So practices would involve, instead of, if a person dies, they are to be reanimated with a zombify curse or create undead. That undead is then to go do his job that he initially did, or to assist people. Say he made shoes. He is now to assist in making leather. If a person had cropped, same thing. If they can't do that, right, if the body's too far gone or too old, then it's to assist them in some way. So they've created rituals of skeletons, or their leather is bound with encrusted necrotic bone. Thus it has a better survivability rate, or it is enchanted somehow through death magic.
Okay. Does it give me any indication of to where the burial site would be, or did we find it already and I'm just getting my people mixed up?
No one has found the Crypt of Hollow Knights.
Does it give me any kind of information whatsoever about... Okay, let me rephrase that. Does it give me any hints? Is there a treasure map? You know what I mean? Is there a treasure map? Are there riddles? Is there anything about the book that there's a code in it, etc., etc.?
If the Crypt of Hollow Knights you wish to see, answer me these riddles 3.
No,
Exactly.
It's nothing like that. It's more so there's just a prophecy. A prophecy that once the darkest hour hits the day, and when let me just type this out so I don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
Eclipsed
If you
sun.
think about it, oh, go ahead.
I was making an eclipsed sun, night's dark refrain, shadows rise and lights disdain. By eldritch might, thy doom I name. I cast upon thee. You just lost the game.
That's funny as shit.
But
It's
yeah, I was
entirely
going
wrong
to say,
that I thought I cast upon the Eldritch Blast, Eldritch Blast, Eldritch Blast, Eldritch Blast, Eldritch Blast.
Let's see. Where do I want to go fucking dig? I don't want to be there. Don't want to be there. I'll go in here. Oh, that's all connected. So there's 2 entry points. Fuck.
well, I was just going to say, before our 2 new players came in, we kickstarted a few apocalypses, so
Well,
that darkest day might be coming around sooner than they expected.
well,
There we go.
We freed an ancient evil and accidentally broke the sky.
No.
and Now we're seeing visions of a giant
No.
dragon.
Stop what you're doing. What is this we garbage? I freed the evil.
Well, Quinn freed the
Quinn did the other
Quinn
one, yeah.
Quinn awoken fucking what's his name?
was it Durgan?
You were the one that... You were one of the topsiders that began draining the ocean?
That's not at all what I said. I said we broke the sky. And we already told you that.
Why has the ocean lost its depth then?
We already told you we didn't know that.
Who does?
Grima.
And we already
So-
explained your idea of everyone who lives higher up than me as a topsider does not narrow it down at all.
So Quinn awakened Grima. And you, Hananda, as far as my knowledge goes, had awakened the ability for other dragons to awaken. Basically, you both twofold. One woke up the pact, which allowed for others to occur, and one decided, hey, I'm gonna just give you the front door.
Oh no, what Hananda did was wake the Emperor of the Spellweavers.
I was about to say,
And
didn't
then
I
Quinn
wake
was
the
trying
big
to
guy?
fix it
Yeah,
when she
I remember now. It
released the other guy.
resolved itself so quickly that I forgot. So, yes, now my memory's refreshed. I'm still tired.
That's okay.
To catch you up at Cordova, they gave some blood to a petrified Spellweaver statue, awoken the Spellweavers, and then just as quickly destroyed them. But essentially, the Spellweavers, in secret, are still weaving spells and doing shit.
Yeah, their leader just got resealed, so they got a bit slowed down.
Hold on. Okay, something that I just realized. Fucking the fucking remember the account that I had my character give last session of like how the fuck he got there.
Mm-hmm.
It occurred to me that would actually be something would recognize. And then backstory is like, wait, you guys woke up the Fell Dragon.
No, he's still asleep, I think. We just see him in the sky now.
You woke up his draconic power, in which it's going to take a while for him to materialize, but his visage has been, you know,
Yeah,
You
awake.
ever
like he's
played
waking
Majora's
up. He's
Mask
not
before?
awake.
You ever played Majora's Mask before? Majora's Moon is hanging in the sky, and you know it's gonna crash into the ground one day.
Yeah, like that. You know it's getting closer, but you don't know when it's just
Yes,
gonna
I
finally
do
fall.
know because Yes, I do know. Because, fucking... What the fuck is a music quest, actually?
Are there any more books about this guy's resting place?
I'm getting there. So,
Oh, okay.
to give you an idea, though, so it just gives you a prophecy. Here's the prophecy. So, once darkness hits the final day, and necrotic light shines through each pane of the window's church, the toll bell of the dead rings. I shall rise and hold this kingdom to the world before, and all shall fall.
Oh hey, we have a bell right here that's of some significance. What a weird coincidence.
Stare at this prophecy funny, but I tear the page from the book and take it with me.
Okay. As I said, most practices are involved of preservation and undead servitude of sorts.
So, like, is there something that, like, the rest of us could be doing while she's pouring over how many books?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I'm gonna
What
sit
did
here and kind of pour over as many books as I can to find out as much as I can.
Want to do after you opened up the geyser?
I planned for us to take one last long rest at, like, the surface of the place or somewhere that the blood dragon won't bother us, and then
I
we
assumed
depart
you were going to go
for
back to the tavern and then take a long rest
the
there
tavern.
as your base of operations.
Yes, please, God. Does there happen to be a large body of water nearby? Because if it is, I hope it's salt.
But then I couldn't hold the other player characters hostage in one spot, isolated from other individuals.
Well,
go get some hair dye, hippie.
So, I believe that's called color spray, but... Do you wish to do anything, Cordova, while this fucking geyser of necrotic energy well springs in front of you?
I don't know. I don't reckon there's anything I can do with fucking...
You feel a
like
chill
tools,
up your spine, though, as you look at it. Souls pushing forth, the energy wafting through the air, crumbling some stone around you.
I do a funny dance around it.
Performance check.
I was about to say.
Challenge the geyser to a dance-off.
Wow. Wow, a bird that's bad at performance. What the fuck is this character?
What'd you get?
4. A modified 4. Modified down from 5.
Okay. So, your 4 as you dance around, it doesn't really appear to do very much.
Did you actually challenge the Dark Fountain to a dance-off?
Maybe. I just said I do a funny dance around it.
It doesn't really do anything.
Well, this geyser is made of geysers.
Yes, this guy's... I keep trying to call it a Dark Fountain.
Do you wish to do anything?
Delta Room.
Who was that addressed at? Me?
Ilirsa. Yep.
Yeah, I don't have any plans until the next long rest.
Okay, so back up to Hananda Tides. Are you going to hunt for any books, or are you just going to sit and watch?
I'm actually going to look for one specific type of book.
Okay.
A book about the history of my people. I want to find a book about deep folk. Also, did I get any healing? Did I get any, like, my health bar topped off? Because I'm on 1 HP still.
No, you didn't.
You didn't ask?
You didn't ask your cleric, but... Roll me a history check.
If I had to book in big capital letters labeled Phoebes.
Phoebes. Damn it. Never mind.
He's like,
I
what
got
kind
a
of
5.
chicken scratch is this? This isn't deep speech.
What'd you
I
find?
got a 5.
You do manage to find one book. How to Cook Deep Folk, 101 Ways.
Fuck you.
That was funny.
Lady Hananda, can you do anything and, like, can you heal at all?
As you look over to him, you see him holding a 101 Deep Folk cookbook as you realize that you've had some delicious recipes from that book. It brings back some good memories of fried fish.
Honest to God, I stare at that book, and like a very distant memory kind of rolls around in my head. And I just grin real wide. And I go,
Lady
not
Hananda,
unless you feel like being my dinner.
Lady Hananda, tentacles grow back. I don't care. Lady Hananda, heal me, please.
I laugh cruelly.
You remember... Roll me a history check, Nanda.
Okay.
Recall some memories.
Yeah, let's see if I can recall anything. Nope. I still get a headache every single time I go to think about my past.
Yeah, lizard brain.
That's what you get.
Nothing worthwhile.
What's the number?
2.
Oh, well, you remember the smell of fried tentacles.
I slither on over, and I give him like the most pointed look ever, licking my lips and go, if you want me to heal you, it means I get to cook you.
Tentacles grow back.
All right.
Something. Please.
Okay, he asked for it. I chop off the tentacles that don't matter, cook them right up, and feed it to him.
Okay, so roll me a medicine check to dissect his tentacles.
I was gonna say, I think that's gonna do at least 1 damage.
Cephalopodin cannibalism.
I got a dirty 20.
You managed to cut off all of the tips of his fingers and most of his tentacles that he would use for his feet.
Yeah, I kind of have cosmetic tentacles on like my head that I kind of grew like hemmed and grew short to kind of like curl and style into like cephalopodin hair.
So you cut off basically just the big section of his hair, along with
You did-
most of his fingertips and some of his feet tentacles, as you store it into a pot and begin to boil it with some herb. Now roll me a
Ooh,
Sleight
steamed
of-
cephalopodin.
right
Sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand.
Are you sleight of handing to force feed me my own steamed cephalopodin?
No.
Listen, you asked me to cook. That doesn't mean I have to care about how it tastes.
I didn't ask you to cook me. I just asked you to heal me while I
It's
happen
the
to
only
hold.
way I know how to heal, my friend.
You only know how to heal via cooking someone a nice warm meal?
Yep.
What a woman. Now you know.
Oh, I was supposed to roll a sleight of hand.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think
I got
saw
a 10.
That's
Your
decent.
10 is that you make it and you cook it to be very tough, kind of leathery, shoe leathery, but it's, it's cooked. Now,
Sorry, I'm not familiar with your species in order how to cook you, so you know.
So now as you stuff the basically boiled tentacle into his mouth, it tastes like garlicky shoe leather.
You know the secret to cephalopodin is you cook it low and slow.
So as you're healed, it's like good berry, a 1d4.
Cool.
Now
Survey
roll
said.
me an intelligence saving throw to not go insane because you ate your own people.
Okay. Nat 20.
You succeed in not becoming a cannibal.
I was hoping.
You know, cephalopodin cannibalism isn't actually as bad as you may expect. You know, for being a cephalopodin myself.
Well, I'm glad you like yourself.
Well,
Cool.
as you begin
I
to eat
recovered
yourself as
2
some
HP
fucked
back.
up femboy, I expect you all are going back to the
What? Wait,
bar now.
who'd you call a femboy?
Oh wait, can I? Before we leave, I would like to ask the dragon something. Just saying.
Okay. So
This is
you
as
walk.
far as I go, Lady Hananda.
You walk before the dragon. Now what?
I give him lots of compliments because he's my big, beautiful baby. And then I ask him if he knows anything about the geysers. Like, how to redirect them, any details he could give me.
He stares at you.
I'm just curious, my guy.
I'm gonna have everybody there with you. So
I'm
everybody
going
travels with Tides. You just see him look over at you and then glare.
Hananda Tides goes, do I have your permission to cower behind you, Lady Hananda?
I literally just wrap my whole tail around you and hold you like a rattle.
Thank you.
He looks
He kind of
over.
just like loosens up a bit and like melts into
He
you.
then looks over at Cordova, and you don't see a smile so much as it just kind of looks, and he just kind of shimmies up a little bit.
A boy. A boy, a boy, a boy. Wabba wabba.
What's up, out of character, what's up with that wabba wabba thing? Is it like a
Well-
stim?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Understandable.
Got a little bit of the tism, a little bit of the drama.
I did get cracked over the head with the tism stick as a child as well,
So-
so I understand where you're coming from.
Alairse, do you
Wow.
wish to do anything? With the
I
dragon?
mean, I don't have any business with this line of research, so as long as the dragon directs its anger at Hananda, I don't mind at all, and it seems perfectly capable of doing that, as we saw with our earlier encounter.
It mistakes your love of the necrotic energy as you being sick and attempts to heal you.
That rat bastard.
The 7th level heal spell has been cast on you.
Doesn't Alairse have that inverter thing for healing?
No, it swaps my radiant and necrotic to the other one.
Oh. Red the neck.
But yeah, she exclaims, "Why are you being nice all of a sudden? Did I do something wrong?"
After it's like cast 7th level heal on you.
Yeah.
It just looks at you with a cocked head and looks over to you, Hananda. So you're asking what of it again, Hananda?
If it
If
knew
he could
anything
give me
about
any-
redirecting the geysers. Yeah.
Yeah, if he would be willing to teach me a little more about the geysers, how they work, how to manipulate the energy, how to direct it, all that kind of stuff.
As the tail swishes back and forth, like a thinking cat, it ponders your question.
I love the visual of the dragon giving like lazy tail swishies.
You say.
He's such
Dragons
a
have always
big
been
boy.
better as cats.
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon has proven this.
He also put a creepy blood clone of me in my head. Calls me brother.
Honestly, I prefer him over his brother.
Go suck a fat one, Alairse.
So, it says to you 3 words inside your mind as a bit of blood comes over to you and then seeps into the palm of your skin, like of your hand. As you feel in your bones, almost like a speaker. That's how it's communicating to you. Like a bone
Right,
speaker.
impressionist. Out. You can tell the voice is not your own.
It says to you through your bones like a speaker inside your own mind. Seek Mother.
Bone-conducing bread.
He means the woman who
Yeah. The one sealed in the tomb.
Yeah. But she's dead, right? She's a fountain now?
No, she's inside her coffin.
Oh,
and we know which one.
But we don't know which one.
I said we do now.
But we do know.
Because we asked when we had to root around in some of them which one to definitely not touch because his mother's in it.
Well, I now go down there and open that sarcophagus.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Are you sure about that?
Yep.
You seemingly gave permission, so I guess
Summoning
we'll have
Mama
a...
Dragon Corpse?
Yeah, if you let us know ahead of time, we'll, well, I guess you did bring us with you this time, so we'd hear that.
Yeah, I would turn to you all and tell you too, so. And literally,
so...
I would literally look at you all and go, we have permission to open that sarcophagus.
Yeah, I guess we bring one of the swords with us, since we know that she wasn't properly sealed in a vessel, so... we place it in the slot, you said, and then we open it once whatever ritual is done.
What happened to that one ritual site that granted you powers of a god of death?
That's higher up than this right map.
Oh shit. I just remembered something I intended to ask.
What's up?
Was was like, is Bloody Marrow like +1 or anything like that?
It's not a +1.
Okay.
Let's go open the sarcophagus.
It just took your great sword and became that instead.
Yeah.
Open the sarcophagus. Open the sarcophagus.
It was like an Octorok eating a rusty sword in a Zelda game and spitting out a clean sword.
What?
Right?
I didn't know they did that.
In Breath of the
There's
Wild.
also the one guy who eats your shield and then spits it out, and it's now reflective.
That was an Octorok.
Look, I only played Breath of the Wild a very long time ago.
I have never played a Zelda game.
I think this was Minish Cap I'm thinking of.
There was a particular Zelda game where there was an Octorok. Like, Octoroks could, like, do that. If you had, like, a rusty weapon in your hand, it would suck it up out of your hand, and then spit out a cleaned version of that weapon. Like, they sucked up and, like, polished all the rust off the weapon.
Just the fucking idea that, like, Corda was actually just wielding that the entire time. The dragon just cleaned it up a little. Like, yeah, you're wielding a magic sword, stupid. Oh, that's what that is.
Sword, it's just caked in dirt and rust. Just polished.
Let's go open that sarcophagus. I'm off to open a coffin.
Wait. Lady Hananda.
She's gone. She left.
Lady Hananda.
She's slithering away.
He was in your tail, right? So he's just kind of getting dragged.
We're kind of like holding
Yeah,
me.
you're kind of getting dragged at this point.
Wait, Lady Hananda. You serpentine seductress.
What?
Gotta say.
What?
Love your work. You're a great cook.
I'll keep that in mind.
Remember, next time you use portions of me to cook, cook steamed cephalopodin low and slow.
So...
I think he's starting to turn into a Cordova, if you catch my drift.
Oh. How do you mean?
I'm just saying you might share some hobbies.
Come on. Yeah, they're too slow. Let's go.
So, you all enter the area in which there are 2 caskets. There are 2 caskets on top of a pedestal made of brimstone. The caskets themselves are made of marble, have large flourishes all over them. Both have a pedestal in front of them. And at the far end of it, there are several urns in here, 3 of which. One placed in between the 2 caskets, and then one in the 2 corners of the room.
Well, don't look at me. I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't been here for the last one.
We had the book that told us how to do the ritual, so I'd just perform it so that she's properly put away in the sword.
I agree.
And then hand it over to Hananda, who wants the info.
So I read it, and at this point, I would like to perform the ritual to the T, if possible.
Is Alirse
Well, that's what I was
performing the
saying.
ritual?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I, as a cleric who's more used to this kind of thing, would do the ritual, and then when it seems to be done, I'd hand the sword that she's supposed to be, like...
Oh, I see. You're doing it for me.
To you, because supposedly their knowledge gets transferred to their host.
So, as you perform the rite of the ritual, you go over, you place the sword inside of the sheath on which pedestal of which coffin?
Whichever one the dragon told us last session to absolutely not touch.
It said to both of them.
Okay, well then whichever one resembled the picture we saw on the ceiling.
Roll me history.
I too will roll history just in case.
I would sooner go up and check than make a mistake.
So
I only rolled a 7, so like, don't look at me, brother.
As you go up and check, you see it is the left one.
Alright.
You place it into the left pedestal. Upon doing so, you now have placed in the sword. Do you have any fire?
Fire. We definitely have tools that can do it, but our traveling compatriot who wants to get on Ananda's good side also has firebolt, so I think we'll have him do that.
Okay.
I release him.
Okay. I can shoot some pyrolytic algae-coated lionfish spines at it.
So as you send your firebolt at it, the coffin then erupts into a flame. The flame begins to pour from a red to white, and then slowly grow green. Upon doing this, Alirse, you have a ping from your dear mighty god Mercule in your head. Would you like to hear the message?
Yeah.
This feels like the Hades thing. In the name of Mount Olympus, I accept this message.
So, as you get this message from him, he says to you, I'm all for raising the dead. It is my favorite of pastimes. However, I would not recommend raising this lady quite yet.
Tough shit.
And could he get into more specifics, or is this one of those gods work in mysterious ways kind of situations?
Do you say why? Did you ask why?
Yeah.
He says to you, the reason I would not recommend raising our dear mighty woman from the dead here is she is currently gathering her power, and she's not ready to rise. Awakening her now could prove to be rather deadly for you all.
Good to know. Yep. Alirse is going to set down the book, stop the ritual, and say, Mercule says this one's not done baking yet. We'll have to come back later.
Him. I glare at you, and I literally give you the Dilligath look.
It seems like this one will have literal fatal consequences if we finish the ritual, and I'm all for some pain here and there, but you know, you have to live to feel pain. That's life.
Lady Hananda, if I may.
I glare.
Sorry, never mind.
Look, I ain't no fucking undead doctor, but you know, if the priestly,
there is a hematologist.
If the priestly lady says this one ain't done bacon, then it ain't done bacon.
Yeah, if a god of death tells me, hey, this leads to death, I think he knows best, honestly.
I'm still willing to sacrifice us all.
This whale.
You can sacrifice yourself. I'm gonna.
This whale's got more.
Head upstairs.
This whale's got more air in its lungs before it needs to surface and blow its blowhole. It's fine. Can we just go home?
Hananda, what are you wanting to do?
I think that answer's pretty goddamn obvious.
Are you willing to continue the ritual?
Yep.
Please no.
Okay.
Anchor off the ritual if need be.
You'll what, Cordova?
I'll yoink her off the ritual if need be.
Tides folds his tentacles and begins saying an ancestral prayer to the founder of where he came from, just as a whole.
Roll me a religion check, Tides.
King Atlan protects. King Atlan protects. 24.
Your
King Atlan
prayer
protects.
has been answered with, "I shall see you soon, my son."
King Atlan. King Atlan protects. King Atlan protects. King Atlan protects. I shall see you soon, my son. Wait a shucking minute. Death is a doorway to new life. We live today. We live again in one form or another.
So, Alirse has moved to a few floors up. Are you just with the dragon, Alirse?
Honestly, probably that's safer than heading all the way up. So yeah, sure. We'll just hang out.
Cordova, what are you doing?
Your son's a hero.
What are you saying?
He's gonna yank her off the
yeah,
area.
I said I would yoink her off the ritual if need be.
Well, too bad because she draws a blade.
Hananda hears Tides muttering what he thinks is going to be his last words
against him. Strength.
Shall I?
Against strength.
Oh, strength.
Okay. In which case, I'm gonna use Giant's Might.
No, fuck that. I get fucked. Nah.
You are getting. You're getting manhandled.
Can I roll again to see if I can slap the crap out of him with my tail?
You can roll me another strength save to just keep slapping him.
How does a 14 do? Or a 12 do?
A 12, you just kind of slap his back with your tail over and over again as Cordova just grabs and picks you up and walks away.
Just gently, like, walking away, kind of, like, full body hug, like, okie dokie. I think
I growl and I just fucking cross my arms and pout.
I think one of us here is getting a little too overeager. We might need another bit of time to mull this over. All right, come on.
As you're being dragged.
Wait. Is all I have to do pull the sword at this point?
Doesn't sound like it. It sounds like
yes and no.
we were told not to finish.
We're gonna
go ahead.
Ritual.
You would, as the ritual stated before, you would have to pull the sword from it once it is charged.
Are we at like the apex of the charge time?
From the sounds of it, it's not charged.
You just put the sword in.
Oh.
If all goes well, it will charge efficiently. If not, it will just be slow as fuck.
Cool. So
You don't know,
Well,
because you've never
considering there's
done
not
this.
much I can do at the moment, you know.
The sword has been
So-
left behind.
wait, I'm still gonna be kind of I'm still gonna have a thing for Hananda, but since a prayer to the founder being, nondescript founder being of my homeland was immediately answered with "I will see you soon, my son." Do I kind of just have a firmer belief in like my deep folk ancient like ancestral practices now?
Roll me an insight as to what the meaning of that could have been.
What I assumed it would what okay, let me go insight here. Intimidation.
I
That's
mean,
an
we're
eight-
in a.
Wow,
That's an
that's a high
18.
roll.
You
I was
assume
gonna
that
say
was
we're in a
more so.
polytheistic setting.
That more so meant death is most likely coming for you soon. I'll see you soon.
Like in person.
Like, you'll be coming to me soon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is a polytheistic setting, so I don't think there's any problem with you
I'm
being
gonna- I
like,
know.
I have two things I worship.
I know I'm gonna go belly up one day. It's fine.
So are you heading back to the tavern now?
Wait, where's
I
all the
think so.
tokens on the map are gone? Except for this one random spirit weapon that's still here.
Are you all heading
Why,
back
there
to
hasn't.
the tavern?
I'm just saying I'm the one fucking freak out of the entire place that's doing my goddamn best to wrestle with this asshole.
Are you saying anything to Cordova while he's just carrying you away?
No, that's why I'm just mock beating him up. Because I
Like-
can't do anything.
Okay, I'm gonna say you're heading back to the tavern.
Yeah.
Cordova's gonna.
I'm just mock beating him up at this
Okay,
point.
as Cordova passes the dragon, he kind of like looks back and gives a thumbs up.
I literally yell at the dragon, I tried waking your mom up, but they wouldn't let me. I just want to know things.
He says two more words into your head.
Is it
Mother-
too easy?
Not. He says these two words into your head. Not here.
Fine.
Finally, it's been what's felt like days.
You come back to your tavern as a place of rest. Upon doing so, you enter into the front gate area, where you see there are a couple of dragons around that are, rummaging around, very tiny dragons. The bartender, Helios. The warforged named Clanker, who is currently still drinking and failing at it, as it just
Isn't that a?
as
I'm
the
sorry.
as the beer just slides off his face. Nivi, who is currently holding Hammy the dragon. And Boulders and Gabe, along with,
Wait, I just realized that's a Baldur's Gate joke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoops.
No clue what you mean.
I know not of what you speak.
Baldur's Gate.
Rexford then comes down and says, "Well, my dear friends, it seems that you are back once again. And things are not quite as great as they once left us. What have you been
God
doing?"
forbid.
We met a bird. Points to Cordova.
You brought another one with you?
Met a bird.
Oh, they...
I'm
You
just
seem
saying, Junanda
very
storms
against
off
bringing
angry.
new people into the depleting forces that we have.
A skeletal cavalier, an orcish woman, a gorgon, or a naga at this point,
It's a naga.
a giant bird, and an cephalopodon walk into a tavern.
Lamau.
God, we sound like the
Yeah,
start
this
of a
is the
bad
only.
joke.
This is the only guild master I've ever met who hates newcomers so much.
I would like to keep
I mean-
our ranks at least somewhat insulated.
And I would love it if I
Anyway.
could rule the world, my dear, but here we the fuck are.
I got insulated how.
Anyway, Guildmaster, how long have we known each other?
Vile brings us up now.
Don't get mad.
What did you do?
What's your name again?
They became a cleric of a god of death on our last expedition.
You what?
That's besides the point.
Met this guy named this god named Mercule, was it?
Oh, him. That's nothing.
Yeah, he's been pretty chill so far.
Heard a lot of good stuff about that guy, actually.
Yeah, he kept us from dying to a stupid ritual, so...
Yeah.
Wait, what
Also-
ritual were you performing?
Resurrecting a dead dragon's mom? Or a blood dragon's mom, sorry.
You tried
Not
to
resurrection per se,
you-
just sticking her soul in a vessel.
You tried to
To ask
carry
her a
out
question.
the oath of blood?
Kind of.
Yes, I did.
Were we binding
We
it
got
to
permission
like what?
by
Were we-
their
what
closest
were we-
living relative.
What were we binding it to again? Like an ornamental sword, or?
Yeah.
You tried to use the rite of blood with the oath of blood? Oh my god.
I mean, I didn't do it. I was actually going to be in the background while Lady Hanunda tried to do it.
Did you want to lose your soul?
Oh, that's what he meant by "you. I will see you soon, my son." Huh.
He looks at Hananda. Why would you want to lose your soul so quickly from your mortal body?
She literally stormed off a little while ago. She's not even in the room.
There's just like that anime indicator that someone used to be there. Like, ding, ding, ding.
Exactly.
And just dotted so yeah, no dash
The silhouette of Hanunda's there, but it's just.
I imagine Hananda's up in like one of these rooms over here.
Oh, you walked over there?
Yeah.
She slams open her door and literally goes, "What?"
We were in the midst of a conversation that involved you. Would you care to join?
No.
Apologies, Lady Hanunda. Apologies for the inconvenience.
Damn, sounds like she's really butthurt about. Not
She's pissed. She's pissed. She's a pissed off.
sounds like she's really butthurt about not losing.
You can see tides visibly fawning, like small bubbles, like permeate through the outer layer of his suit and kind of pop into heart shapes. Just what a woman.
So
I slammed that door right back in that guy's face. I'm just telling you that right now.
Cordova's being
Yeah.
engulfed by dragon babies.
Being
So-
nice is
Which are
so
her dragon
tedious.
babies, by the way.
So as Anir walks up the steps to you, he just kind of scratches at your door.
That's what she said.
I let the
What?
little... I let my bubbies in.
He just
Only
looks,
my cute babies are allowed in the room with me.
he just looks
The
at you.
babies.
I wrap my tail around him, pick him up, and bring him inside.
Does a little squeak at you. So Cordova, you were being surrounded by medium-sized dragon children.
Oh hey, yeah, look at that! It's a new person. How are you guys doing?
Dragon babies.
They just look up at you from the floor, doing a little draconic squawk at you.
Well,
This is the four-legged
no,
dragon kind.
this, I don't know.
These
This is gonna turn into a loop of Durgan noises being made out of bird and bird noises being made out of Durgan.
Do these ones not have turns to Cathal? Do these one? I keep trying to say Cathal, but I know it's Cathal. Do these ones not have cognitive thought yet, or like speech? Or...
My dear boy, it has only been a few weeks since they've last. I would recommend they're only a few months old. Wrath
Like, do they want
dragons.
puppies or something.
They're equivalent to that of a brain of like a puppy.
Oh. Oh,
They've also been traumatized nice and early.
they're stupid. You're a little stupid.
Dragons, in terms of years, take about, if you want to equivalent it, every 3 years is 1 year for a dragon age. So, in
Every
3
3 years
years,
is one dragon year. Got it.
so like, so by the time they would be about an understanding age of 5, it has been 15 mortal years. By that time, they'll have some cognitive thought and be able to talk a little bit. Like, understand.
But it's like, it'll be like Unga Bunga mode at that point.
No, not Unga Bunga mode. It's, right now is, like, they can understand you. They can do minor bits of speech. They
They can say,
have
like,
some
mama.
thought form. They're just young kids. The equivalent age gap is like once they're of 15 mortal years, which is 5 draconic years, they equivalently can understand better thinking patterns, but for right now they are pretty young.
Yeah, no, Cordova's just gonna kind of like look down at one of them, like just like look past his chest down at one of them, like, what do you want, uppies or something?
They both just look up at you.
Is their heads empty or something?
You can roll an animal handling check.
Do you have treats in your pocket or something?
Just be warned, they're my dragons. Remember, I'm their mother.
Yes
I was
and
gonna
no.
say, or are you the snack?
No, you gave the children over to Nivi.
Yes, as foster kids, remember?
And I think 1 or 2 of them were more attached to Gwen than you.
Yeah,
Did you-
so...
Wait,
yeah, that's true.
Lady
so.
Hananda, did you hatch these?
No. No, I killed their mom!
Oh.
They begin to climb up. Both of them begin
Animal.
to climb up your leg, Cordova.
Animal handling may as well. Oh, hey, look at that! It's
Judah babies. Judah
okay.
babies.
I guess Cordova is not terribly ready for.
By the way, I'm just gonna write out what I mean when I say baby.
So, Cordova, you're not sure how to do or handle this, as both of them are climbing up your leg and around your waist, and are trying desperately to get up to your like shoulder.
The babies do want uppies.
I'm just saying, that in character, when y'all asses go to bed, my ass is out the door at 2 in the morning.
Do you wish to do anything? Okay, let's say you. What are you doing?
Well, first I need to turn in my regular report, but before I do that,
Where's your token?
I don't know. Might be further up. I think Nope, it looks like it's not on this map for some reason.
I turn around and see the duplicate of me that formed and then blinked out of existence. What the fuck?
It was your brother, don't worry about it.
Quick.
Brother. Why are we back? Why? Martha, I'm coming home, sweetie. I'm back in the fucking building again.
But yeah, I was gonna say, before I turn in the report, I'll let our new guys know I'll pay for dinner, so make sure to savor it as if it was your final meal, okay? And then just casually head to the office.
I'll admit, for half of that, who's the guild master or whatever, the fucking
Guildmaster
Rexford.
Cordova was kind of like internally sitting there going like, that man has an accent a lot like a sellsword that I met at one point.
I bet that guy does sound like he has a Barovian accent.
I mean, that is how accents work. People usually share them.
Is Guildmaster Rexford Barovian?
What?
He sounds like a vampire.
He is a vampire.
To me, it sounded more German.
He is German.
He sounds
Oh, what's
German yet vaguely Transylvanian.
In which case,
He can be both.
somewhat validated in saying his accent sounded vaguely like Gregor.
It's 2025. People can be German
There
and
is already a Gregor.
Transylvanian.
Well, where's the Gregor here?
Gregor is already known in this universe.
Whoa.
So you met
Is
the
it same
same.
Gregor?
So Gregor is the bear man who would wrestle a bear with his bare hands and would barely make it out alive with his bare hands, as he would barely wrestle the bear.
Hmm.
These Gregor's fantastical tales. Ha ha! Gregor tells all.
How long did it take for him to get his bearings?
How long does it take for you to get your bearings?
How long
No,
did it take for him to get his bearings?
Great.
His bearings.
Oh,
You
God.
get it?
Yep, yeah, I get it now. So these dragons have fully climbed up on you and just latched onto your front breastplate.
The dragon babies did indeed want uppies, and they got uppies.
And then they probably
Okay,
knocked you
how-
downsies.
How big are these dragons? Okay.
Each are about the size of a Labrador.
Like a fully grown Labrador.
Halfway, almost fully grown.
Yeah, Cordova's got 18 strength now. He could probably take it.
You just pick them both up.
Yeah. Were they like hanging around here previously, or?
They were.
I'm sneaking out of the house.
They were previously hanging around the center area, where you see a girl with a warforge. Oh, whoops! You see a girl with a warforge who's just hanging on to like a dragon, kind of just like curling it and holding it like a little baby. And then you see two giant fucking red dragons over here named Boulders and Gabe, as they are big fat boys.
Well,
kind of just loafing on a stage.
well,
Yunanda sneaks out of the house. Yunanda uses the garage door. Yunanda literally climbs down the window with the whole sheets tied together.
We'll get to that in a moment.
Nice.
So, you're delivering your report. What do you say to Rexford?
Once again, it's all written down, and it starts out as a regular report, but gradually, you get to that point where they converted to Mercule, and then parts just like suddenly will trail off into like, oh, we spotted this, I wonder what Mercule thinks about that, and oh, this object reminded me of Mercule, and then just over and over until it's pretty much taken over the report.
That's what shit.
Well, I see that your devotion has become quite strong for this god. I would like it much more if your reports got a lot better than this.
She would be confused and say she wrote down everything important.
What is this that I hear about a ritual that you all did, involving a blood dragon and some woman?
She would go into details about the entire ritual.
So you were doing the rite of blood, then?
Yep, and she would have included the reason that Ananda wanted to do it, that she wanted to learn more about the geysers, and she has a harebrained scheme to divert them to herself, but she has neither the skills nor the knowledge to do so. So
she's going to
she's
kill
just
herself.
like, yeah, she's just like a person jumping off a roof trying to fly. So Alarce didn't see it as necessary to really get in her way.
He says to you, the right of blood is to replace one's soul with that of a warrior. You pass down your lineage of a soul to another, and thus gains the experience mixing the two souls together. But if one was to do that to an important leader, it would equivocally destroy the human being if enough power was unleashed. And then they would die, as the vessel would explode if it was incompatible. There's a reason why we stopped doing the rite of blood in the first place. After about 4 generations, one can no longer contain all the experience of a single warrior.
She's writing notes.
Tides says, I knew a guy who did something like that once, but it's a bit different.
Inzen, what's this that I hear about a dragon? You found a blood dragon.
Yeah.
He sucked the life out of me because I apparently betrayed him for riding the high of godlike power from this divine being called the Aura of Murder.
Again, you see his eyes go wide as he says, you emplaced yourself to become the vessel for the Aura of Murder. Are you fucking stupid?
I am. It was the godlike power talking when I nearly tried to kill Lerse.
You know what this means now.
I kind of have this. I pull back a portion of my suit and reveal the binding mark that I kind of just have now.
He says, get out of my tavern.
What?
You've doomed us all.
What? I have nowhere else to go.
You know what that means.
No,
Now, who hasn't kickstarted an apocalypse or two while out on a adventure?
Hey, I tried.
That is the mark of the murder god. The one that is part of the big 3. If it was just Mercure, that would be fine. But now you've invited him here as well.
You mean her?
Her. She was telling me that you encountered his chosen then.
There was this dude that, cool dude. He was very sharply dressed. There were a lot of these other cultists that were ritualistically sacrificing themselves to speed up the. She was there, but not. And the more that they killed themselves, the faster she became more there. And then when she was fully in the room, I just said, hey, if you let me move, because I kind of had to stay in one place, or else I would be hurt by her.
Oh, so you are a fucking idiot. It would have been better for you to die.
Damn, he's pissed.
You first, bloodsucker.
At least I know when my place is for the greater good. You, however, have doomed us all. As now with that little mark on you, you've been splitting the blood plague.
What? Yeah. What's up with the surface and its love of death and undeath?
Do you understand the consequences of your actions now?
I do indeed.
I don't think you do.
I have a binding mark and some kind of plague I know nothing about.
Everywhere you go with that mark will leak blood from your leg now. And everywhere where that blood touches will mark that area for the scent of her hunters. They will
I'll
go,
just hack off
they
the
will
leg.
hunt. That won't work. You are marked. Everywhere your blood is slaughtered, it will fill the air with the stench of the murder god. From there, the tidings, the demons shall come. They shall feast upon the land and turn it to a blood-spilled gore pit.
It sounds
Should
like
I
a
just-
curse. Is this a curse?
Should I just kill myself then?
I'll do it for you.
That would not help us either. For then you would become a gore pit of the summoning of demons. Congratulations, you've been turned into a ticking time bomb.
So yeah, this sounds like a curse. Is this a curse?
It is a very powerful
cleric.
curse.
Okay, I was gonna say the cleric with remove curse has.
You could weaken
Or
the
Hey.
curse.
Hey,
Yeah, I
you
was
have
gonna
a
say
charge.
I could
you have
cast
a
it
charge
over a
of
number
remove
of days,
curse?
gradually weaken it.
You have a charge of remove curse, and if you do have a charge of the spell remove curse, can you use it at the highest level you currently have access to over the course of several in-game days in an attempt to weaken the effect of the curse and finally
Nah,
diffuse
it's
it from
okay.
my
I got
system?
it. Nah, I totally got an idea. You're just gonna become my sacrifice.
You did try steamed cephalopodin, right? Is it any good?
How the hell should I know? Oh, wait, yes, I do. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, it is
I'm a
very good.
cephalopodin! You cut stuff off of me and cooked it!
It took me a minute to register what a cephalopod was.
Tentacles.
Tentacles!
Squid.
Squiddy!
So, here's the
Someone
thing.
called.
You could lower the curse's potency over a long period of time of casting remove curse. It's just that right now, you're kind of like a walking demon portal. If your blood gets on the ground, you kind of mark the area for death.
Yeah,
And
so I could do that. and
Demon
I
incursion
can,
is imminent at that point.
I can do that, and I can put a magic circle around him right now, like while he sleeps. That would keep demons in. So
Am
if
I
any
getting-
do get spawned, they would be trapped
Am I
until
getting
we can
the
come
magic
in and kill them.
equivalent? Am I getting the magic equivalent of chemotherapy with remove curse?
Kind of not. You're kind of always bleeding a little bit all the time, so there's a bit of blood always filling in your suit.
I just have like a teensy bit of blood floating around in my suit. Cool. Oh.
It just means whenever you release all of it and have to drain it to get new water, that you're going to fight the demon incursion.
No, that's cool. We got
I
magic
actually
circle.
kind of like pull myself in a bit and see the waters like are chummed a little bit, and then I just pop back into my fully into my suit and just oh fuck. Oh fuck. Okay. Damn it. Why did it have to be on my leg?
While
should
this is
just
all going on,
disengage.
it's perfect time for me to slip out of the house.
I should have just disengaged. If I knew that was a thing, none of this would have happened.
So, anyway, if that's all the business to discuss, I
wasn't done yet.
okay.
So he says to you as well, so, you tried to do the blood rite. You found a blood dragon. Mind you, that's rare in itself. How big was this blood dragon?
Ancient,
Oh, it was-
like
it was
hundreds and
fucking
hundreds and
gigantic.
hundreds of years old, and
I imagine
massive.
Cordova just walks in carrying the two fucking dragons.
Yes. Like he has gotten just that little bit beefier, and he is having fun with it. Yeah, no, he's just gonna walk in and it's like, oh, it was huge. And by that I mean like
Several
fucking
stories
awful.
tall.
It was manhandling the Aura Murders avatar.
Well, I guess that confirms the mystery of where the air dragon went.
It I also asked very nicely for it to help, and it helped, and then I thanked it. Then it gave me this.
And it was
He-
all
he
my
just
idea
Looks
as the party
astonished,
leader.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Then,
I don't know
I
if,
guess that
like,
confirms that the dragon of, the air dragon is real then, which means that our queen is still sleeping.
Yeah, it doesn't want to leave until she's finished, as Mercule put it, charging up.
Yes, she is still preserving the land, for her darkest day has not come yet. You're putting the pieces together now?
No.
I'm putting them together, but the person who cares is not here. I assume she's sneaking out to snatch the sword.
Let's just say that I heard enough, and then I bailed.
She's being a rebellious teen.
Yep.
So we'll deal with that in a bit, but
Okay.
as you have all this told to you, you put 2 and 2 together, I'm guessing, Alirsa?
Yeah, the person that everyone calls the goddess of preservation and is waiting for the return of is in fact the Sanus, or whatever you want to call her, who raised the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the thing Alerce wants to do during this long rest is some group bonding activities.
Before you do
And
that,
so it's a shame that Hananda could not join us.
Rexford tells you, did you find the legends then?
I found a cookbook.
He points to you, yes, it's quite delicious. Your kind are very fun at potlucks.
I bet we are. I've tried some of me. It's good stuff.
Oh, so you're a cannibal. You're disgusting.
No, I tried boiled cephalopodin, or was it steamed?
If,
Podin?
from what I understand, actually, unless there was another one like him who came about all of a sudden, it's actually autochem.
I was about to say, I think it's autophagia or something. Whatever that terminology is for when you like eat yourself.
It's like chewing your nails, but more extreme.
Yeah.
Or gnawing on the dead skin on the tips of your fingers.
Yep.
So,
Which I'm doing right now.
he asks you, so what did you learn about the prophecies and the legends?
She would recount what the dragon showed us, but she did not read the book that Hananda gave her, so I don't think she knows that part.
Then you should at least know what I know then. As I was one of the dukes that helped the church. If you wish to hear my side of the tale.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was waiting for your response.
I thought he was going to like transition into the story.
From my point, I was just waiting to see if you actually wanted to hear it. If not, he would, not tell you. But You do wish to hear?
Yep.
So he tells you that, from my point of view, when I was serving with the church in saw the head cleric, she was a wonderful woman. Grandeur with preservation, she would teach all of the tricks of the undead, how life and death were one, and how the flow would ever continue from life to death to life. And how the swords themselves were a way to pass down tradition, and able to pass down the experiences of one to another. However, souls have a capacity of information, magical power, skill, experience. You can't go beyond those things without transcending to something higher. And to transcend to something higher is to go beyond the mortal coil of our own design, which is heretical. As to live within one's own limits is to accept one's own limits. And thus you get the powers that you are donned and destined to have. To live with your limits. To go beyond those limits, though, could, in theory, be good, but in theory just bring as much bad and evil. Try to seek more than what you are able to handle would always bring more ruin. So, she went to sleep, deep within her coffin, preserving the life through her veins of darkness, giving forth the land a regenerative property, something to ever keep it stable. But we're forced to use that as a weapon now, with those geysers. And now as the darkest days come, further and yet further, time grows weary. As yes, the days are dark, in the time for her arrival may come, she won't rise. It seems that we're almost cursed to die. That through our ill-fage of not keeping to practices and trying to go beyond one's mortal coil to seek further power of the dead, we have turned our souls away from our dearest goddess. In doing so, the dragon sits and waits to reunite with his mother whenever she awakens. But to forcefully bring her out of her coffin would only bring her anger down upon this land. But your, to my knowledge, either choice of empowering or diminishing the geysers is helping, at least. It's giving the power back of choice. If you were to do the last geyser, I'm sure you could awaken her properly. But to forcefully awaken her now without the last choice could prove deadly.
I understand. That is the burden of the strong. Normally our mercenary company wouldn't allow someone of my level to be grouped up with a bunch of wet-eared newbies like this lot. But I was able to convince the guild of our branch that they and I combined cancel out to 0. It should have gone into the negatives, obviously, but Wanda was able to convince them to agree to a 0 to help them save face.
I guess. So, now with the knowledge known that if you wanted to get this lady on your side, you would have to go through the last dungeon, what do you all want to do?
Okay, am I still just tagging along, or is there like a piece of paper I gotta sign? Cause unless you can direct me, back toward where, Arena Ferox is, wherever the fuck that is, there's a certain potato peeling motherfucker that I was about to have a bout with. On the other hand, even if I were given that opportunity, something tells me there may or may not be more important shit to do here.
We've just been raiding dungeons nonstop. Are we going to be doing anything else?
Or, you could totally go ask Kunanda and realize she's not there.
Nah, she's brooding right now. We don't want to disturb her.
Just
Women should be
go
left to brood in peace,
out of,
Alerce has said
out of
before.
character. Tides is just... actually, I feel really bad about what happened. I'm going to go talk to her.
So as you go and do that, so Cordova, you're wondering what? If there's a piece of paper to join up as in the military, or what are you asking here?
The
Sorry,
mercenary company.
I got a big turnaround.
These things usually have, like documented rosters and shit, yeah?
Like, just sign here and you can go home, and then it's just like an enlistment paper.
That'd be funny.
I yell over. Hey, which door is hers?
But before you do that, we're going to have this character moment with Cordova first, before you have your moment with Hananda.
Scene transition.
So, Cordova, he says to you, so as you wish to go home, then. Where is your home exactly?
Well, as I said, I was in Ferox not too long ago, but even if there were a corridor there somehow, wherever the fuck that is relative to here, kind of shrugs with both Durgans on his shoulders. I don't know, it seems like there's some fairly high concept crap going on here. Not entirely sure if it'd be a good idea to let that be.
Well, if you wish to join the army, I can't accept you as a troop of this land since you're a foreigner. But if you wish to join their group, I can at least get you onto the roster.
Are they a foreign legion?
What'd you say?
What are they, a foreign legion?
We're a mercenary band of the highest caliber. Well, at least some of us are.
Oh, fair enough.
Then there's Hananda.
I don't reckon there's that much of a difference between mercenary fighting and arena fighting. It's just, gotten where the fuck ever instead.
The arena you want to get back to is far to the north. It would take a long days. It would take many weeks and months travel to get back there.
Cordova kind of just casually spreads its wings slightly, but is like, again, a bit more concerned with what's going on here. Because throwing hands with a god or the nascent avatar of a god or whatever, seems like there's some not terribly good forces around, especially since the fucking Fell Dragon is awake for some reason.
Yeah, well, you know what they say. Another day, another apocalypse.
Another day, another dragon.
You hear that? That's another dragon. That's what you guys are. Oop.
Well, so I assume this will be your formal joining of the crew?
Fine.
Sign here, and here, and here, and dot here.
Hello?
Hi.
Cactus?
Goodbye.
Yes? What?
I heard this will be your formal job.
He's...
Oh.
Yeah, you did kind of cut off.
He said,
He said it would be your final joining.
Will this be your formal joining of the party?
Or yeah, formal.
I mean, yeah, sure, may as well get paid to do it, right? You guys are paid. Right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Because you'll
I'd
get
rather-
paid for each campaign that you complete.
I'd rather just go for a dive and find a sunken wreck. See if they have a chest. That'll pay more. Probably. Who knows?
So as you officially join the
Lady
party,
Ananda,
we transfer to Tides, who is desperately trying to get this underway. So,
He's scratching at the door like the dragon was.
Lady Hananda.
you don't hear anything.
I push slightly harder on the door and I assume it'll creak open.
It opens with a dragon laying on the bed.
Ananda's token is still there.
Well, yeah, she can't move it off the map.
Hi. Oh, it's no longer there.
Ooh.
But you did, or she said that she had done the whole, like, blanket rope thing.
Fashioned
So
blankets and sheets
I
together.
didn't
see
to make
this,
it
I
rope.
assume.
I was definitely being
Nailed down the
silly,
garden
but you can-
lattice on the side of
Yo.
the wall.
You
Yo.
just see a window that's flapping in the wind that's open.
I turn to Anir. Hey, buddy.
He just peeks his head up from the bed.
Hello. I turn to the window. Do you know where she went?
He just blinks at you.
I use 2 finger tentacle nubbins to pantomime snake fangs. And then I gesture toward the window, and then I pantomime climbing, and then tilt my head like a confused puppy.
He just looks at you and blinks.
I give him gentle chin scritches, then pat
As
his
you
head and
attempt to roll me an animal handling,
Careful, remember, that's my dragon. He takes after Mama.
19.
he backs his head away and kind of snaps at you.
I recoil. Okay, I'm just gonna think you're cute from a bit of a distance. I go over toward the open window. Look out through the open window.
You see a slither track in the dirt.
I begin climbing down the makeshift rope of bed sheets and blankets.
There's no
Clamber
makeshift
down.
rope. You just walk out. There's the window. There's the ground.
Oh, it's not.
It's not a
It's not-
two-story building. It's a one fucking story building.
I like to think she still had it and, like, tossed it out, and she was like, oh, right.
Oh,
There's just like a couple knotted up bed sheets next to each other on the ground. It's like, oh well, it goes down like 2 feet.
It's a bit. It's a bit of a sheer drop.
Yeah, the bed sheets were just more for dramatic flair.
They were like a dramatic accent piece to the whole scene.
Yes, it's definitely meant for. It was definitely meant just to be dramatic.
It's a bit. It's a bit of a dramatic accent piece to the whole, like,
A little bit of drama to it.
Really,
a little.
really dramatically ties the whole room together. I clamber out through the open window, get a few tentacle holds on the garden lattice on the side of the wall to not fall over. Is there garden lattice on the side of the wall?
No.
Then I just
It's
climb.
literally a one story. It's literally one story, bro. You can jump it and be fine.
I lazily clamber through the open window and begin following the slither track in the dirt.
So, half an hour
It's like
passes
a quarter
by.
inch deep indent in the
You-
dirt.
Yeah, about a half hour passes by. Elirse and Cordova, you don't hear anything from them.
I just saw a name
Okay,
tag
well-
move across the bottom of the screen.
Oh, Corda was gonna check, and
Are you still carrying the 2 dragons?
sure.
You're still holding the babies?
Half an hour later.
Half an hour later, you've
Crank that
become
chain, baby.
slightly stronger with the babies.
Yeah,
like, just holding a phone for half an hour can cramp it up, and you've been
You